Welcome back to another episode of Black Health. Did you know that August is National Wellness Month and it's also Black Business Month? And our guest today represents both. But before we dive in, allow me to introduce myself. I am Dr. Michelle Kirwan Bythwood, board certified pediatrician and chief medical officer of a federally qualified health center in Miami, Florida. And today's guest is Dr. Delvena Thomas, no stranger to this show. She is a board certified psychiatrist. She is board certified in psychiatry and neurology. She completed her medicine and psychiatry training at the University of Maryland in Baltimore. She's the author and producer of her own podcast, the Brain Love Podcast. You can find her latest mental health books on Amazon, Brain Sleep and Brain Food. And she is also co-host of MIA Media Group's show called Soul. Welcome, 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 Dr. Delvena Thomas. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Have you? Hi, good to have you. I also see you in army fatigue. So what's maybe not army fatigues, you correct me if I'm wrong, but what do we owe the fatigues to? What is your other job when you're not being a board certified psychiatrist?
Well, my other job is being a board certified psychiatrist with the U.S. Army Reserve. So I joined the Army as soon as I graduated medical school back in May 2003. And then I took oath of office in July that year. So this month, this summer, I'll say, is actually my 22nd year in the Army Reserve.
Good for you. Good for you. And thank you to you for serving our country. That's amazing. I don't know how you find time to do all that you do, Dr. Thomas, but continue to do it. We love it. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What inspired you to become a psychiatrist? And, since this is Black Business Month, tell us a little bit about why you decided to open your own practice.
Sure. So, as you already stated, I'm a board certified psychiatrist. But before any of that, I am a daughter with two older brothers. My mother passed away during residency. So I mention that because that's a big part of my story. And that was one of the things that pretty much motivated me to leave Maryland, which is where I attended high school, went to college. And I decided to move to South Florida. My mother passed in 2005. I finished my residency in psychiatry and neurology in 2007. And then I moved to South Florida to work for the Bureau of Prisons as their chief psychiatrist of the Southeast region of the United States. So basically, my first job out of residency was working for a prison system, a federal prison system, covering Mississippi, Alabama, Guanabo, Florida, of course, Puerto Rico. So I did that for about 8 years, and then I decided to open my private practice. And during this time, I was a mother. So I became a mother, got married in college. And so I have a 29-year-old son who's a big part of my life too, because kids are expensive. Kids are very expensive. But he is 29, which allows me to do a lot of that I can do, because when he was younger, I pretty much just had a 9-to-5 with the Bureau of Prisons. And because I was in college when he was conceived, now he's older and I've been able to explore and be an entrepreneur, have my own business, because when you're raising a kid, that's nearly impossible to do, because having your own business means that you work a lot of hours. You basically are not off at any time. Running a private practice in psychiatry and neurology, where we have, I want to say 14 or 15 other providers, a combination of psychiatric prescribers, such as psychiatric nurse practitioners, a physician assistant, several mental health professionals, licensed clinical social workers, licensed mental health counselors, and licensed marriage and family therapists. I could get a call at any time about a patient, from a pharmacy, from a patient who calls in and needs assistance. So it's nonstop, and we do a lot of things in the community too. I do a lot of consulting with other businesses, teaching classes, volunteering. So it's nonstop.
So you listed some of the titles of the folks that work in your practice, correct?
Yes.
These are those like yes. So I just wanted to make a point here because I know as a pediatrician, I'm often referring my young teenagers, especially sometimes parents, to a psychiatrist, psychologist, and so on. Majority of my patients are Black, and I'm wondering how many is the majority of your employee population, are they Black, or what percentage are Black? Because I often have people asking me, I'm looking for a good Black psychiatrist, psychologist, therapist.
Yeah. So prior to, let's see, 6 months ago, 100% of the treating providers were Black, Brown, and now we have a Jewish white woman, and we have a Latina, a Hispanic lady. So, it's let's see, I wanted to say mostly women. I believe it's all women, but we're onboarding a Black male clinical social worker. So we'll add in some XY, so it's not just the ladies, we have a gentleman as well. But yeah, pretty much it's all minorities.
And since we're in South Florida and we're on this topic, do we have Spanish speaker, but I guess with a Latino person and Creole speaker?
Sigh, I'm sighing. We have patois, Jamaicans, and
Okay.
no, we don't. I don't have a Creole
Come
speaker
on.
yet. Yeah,
Okay.
not yet, but soon come, I believe. Soon come.
It soon come, like I truly said, like a Jamaican. So what are some of your biggest challenges and some of your proudest moments as a Black woman business owner in the mental health space?
Some of the challenging moments, man, when
I'm
you
sure there are
when you
many.
can't, yeah. So challenging moments, I would say insurance companies. I
Yes.
pride myself on accepting every insurance that we can. We try to accept all of the Medicaid HMOs because people may know this, some people may not, but Medicaid used to be just one plan for the entire state of Florida. It was a gold card. But then they decided to, I don't know if it's privatizing, but to have HMOs under the Medicaid umbrella. So there's several different types of Medicaid plans. We try to take as many as we can. Sometimes these panels will only allow their hired physician or specialist to provide care for their population. So the panel may be closed to everyone else. But we take Aetna, Cigna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, United, Medicare, which is federal insurance. So the biggest burden or the biggest challenge is basically sometimes getting their insurance to pay for the patient's care. Insurance plans who come back and take money the other day, and they do this because either they're trying to recoup money for some sort of financial challenge that they're experiencing. So they go, and this is my fantasy anyway. Every doctor gets a letter and you owe money for this or that. And so the other day I got a letter for a patient who I treated in 2021, 4 years ago, that the diagnosis was inappropriate. Inappropriate diagnosis. It was a diagnosis of major depressive disorder, by the way. So they do things like that, which means you then have to call an appeal or challenge it, so it's tying up some of my administrative staff, some of their time. Typically, my biller will handle these types of challenges, but it's a regular thing for an insurance company to block or create an issue because they want to recoup some sort of funding. How was the diagnosis of major depressive disorder inappropriate? So that's the biggest challenge. I think for a lot of physicians and clinicians, another challenge is when you get a challenging patient. In some realms, they're called difficult patients. And sometimes these are the folks who you just cannot satisfy if you're not giving them what they're demanding. And in psychiatry, we get a lot of people who are seeking Adderall, which is a stimulant, and they also seek benzodiazepines, which are sedatives, things like Xanax and Ativan. And when you don't give it to them, sometimes they'll say, if you don't give it to me, I'll write a review about your office. And, I don't sell out. I just tell them, do what you have to do, but I have to do the right thing.
I agree. In the pediatric world, it's the pink medicine. Give me the pink medicine, which is amoxicillin for a virus, a viral infection. I'm the same way as you. Sorry, you'll have to go somewhere else. I'm just not going to do and contribute to resistance to antibiotics because you want me to treat the viral infection. This is moving so quickly, Dr. Delvena. We do have to go to a commercial break. We will be right back. You are watching Black Health. Don't go anywhere, everybody.
Imagine a kitchen upgrade or roof repair for your home. But are they safe and up to code? Without a permit, you risk electrical fires or leaky roofs or worse. This endangers lives, decreases property value, leads to costly repairs and fines, and violates the building code. Remember, permits equal protection, and protection equals peace of mind. Protect your home, protect your investment. For more information, visit miamidade.gov/build-permit-safe.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. Two powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, one legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. Get your crew. You don't want to miss this. Lock in your seats now at orangeblossomclassic.com.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family. Our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. The Mesman & Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
School's almost back, but first, let's have some fun. It's the Children's Trust Family Expo, packed with music, shows, and back-to-school supplies. Join us August 2nd at the Fuchs Pavilion at Miami-Dade Fairgrounds. We'll even help you get there. It's easy with an Uber voucher, good for up to $15 each way. Free entry, free parking, free family joy. Visit thechildrenstrust.org/Family Expo for details. Let's go to the Family Expo. Uber voucher terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. You're watching Black Health. We are talking to Dr. Delvena Thomas, a board-certified psychiatrist, owner of her own business for Black Business Month. And this is also National Wellness Month. So we're going to go to that in a second. Before we switch topics, Dr. Delvena, what advice would you give to other Black health professionals seeking to open their own practice, especially in today's landscape of large corporations taking over smaller practices and insurance issues and so on? What advice would you give?
Pray. Start out praying to your higher power first. I mean, he knows what we're going to do before we do it, but have that relationship, because it is not an easy task. It's full of challenges. If you are not business savvy, you may want to take some classes or courses. If you don't have an MBA, you might want to supplement your knowledge, again, by taking classes, and hire the right people. Delegate. You cannot do everything. You have to have people on your team. You have to have, I have an executive assistant. I have an office manager. I have a social media person for the office. We have a biller and a credentialer. And we have several administrative staff, and of course, the clinicians. It's very expensive. You have overhead. In the beginning, when I first opened, I paid myself last. I would recommend that. So be sure that you build up a savings account of some sort. I didn't take out loans to start the business because I wanted to try to do it loan free. So prepare yourself, save up your money. Have your rainy day fund from your main job or your full-time job you're transitioning out of. In the beginning, I was still with the Bureau of Prisons and started the practice. So I kind of made a gradual transition. It can be scary because you are paying yourself. This is no longer about someone else paying you. When you take time off, you're taking time off from your own business. So depending on how you have things set up, you may not be getting paid. And be a positive type of person because you attract the energy that you exude. And people always ask me, how do you find your staff? A lot of our staff have been with me since we started this business back in 2013. I started in Miami and then we moved to Fort Lauderdale in 2017. And I still have an office in Aventura. But you have to be that positive, nice role model, that positive person, and you have to know how to set boundaries as well. Because running a business and managing staff, you have to have boundaries. You've heard that saying, give a person an inch, they want to take a mile. So you have to nip things as soon as they happen. You have to be a great communicator, an effective communicator, and you have to have empathy and compassion. So those are some of the things I would say starting out. Having a good savings account, having a plan, being prepared. And lastly, I would say having a mentor or mentors, someone you can talk to who has been there and done it. It's how you eat, it's sleeping, it's being emotionally intelligent, which Michelle, we did a show on that previously. And again, I mentioned it before, positivity and loving your fellow men. That is a big part of wellness, being able to love people and smile and forgive and move on.
Yes, that came to my mind too, being able to forgive people. How do you personally prioritize your own mental wellness while running what seems to be a very busy practice?
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't personalize anything because sometimes people are having a bad day and they'll say something a certain way, and I don't personalize it. I don't get stuck on it. I try to be positive in most situations. Now, I'll say my little stuff because sometimes, someone will tick you off. I'll say my little stuff and then I move past it. I move on. I don't hold grudges. I think that's a big part of wellness, is not holding a grudge. That being said, when someone shows me who they are, I believe them, and I know not to allow them to do the same thing twice. And I set boundaries with folks. I set a lot of boundaries. And again, I try to practice what I preach. I try to eat healthy during most moments. Of course, I might slip and have some crab legs or have a beer at a football game or some chicken wings. But, for the most part, overall, I try to eat as healthy as possible. And I'm happy that reflects in my son's lifestyle as well. He's, for the most part, a healthy eater. He exercises on a regular basis. We try to exercise on a regular basis. Recently, we've been running together. So there's so many ways and so many things you have to institute to just balance it all.
Yeah. What mental health misconceptions would you wish to erase in the Black community?
That all we need is prayer. I believe God created people like myself so that we can complement what he does for us already. And what he does for us already is forgiveness. He gives us grace. He gives us knowledge and power, and not to explore other ways to help yourself when you're having a mental health challenge is just a huge disservice to anyone. So I believe a lot of Black people, and it's okay to have faith. We all should have faith, but you need more than prayer. Unfortunately, people who think prayer will resolve everything, sometimes they succumb to whatever it is they're trying to pray through, whether it's a physical ailment or something mental. So just keep in mind that God gave us doctors and psychiatrists and nurses and nutritionists, and he gave us the ability to have all of these things to help us to live a better life, because obviously what we're doing now in 2025 is not what was happening before Christ. So that's why we exist. So utilize the services. Prayer and therapy is very acceptable.
And it reminds me of a joke. There's a joke about a person drowning and they're praying to God to help them. And a boat comes by and says, let me help you. And a helicopter comes by, let me help you. And they're waiting on God and they drown. They get to heaven and God, I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. So you got to use the people around that are there to support you. How can mental health care help prevent burnout, especially for Black women who often feel that they have to be strong? Many women feel, not just Black women, they just feel that we have to be strong. We have to take care of the babies, do the job, run the kitchen, clean the house, etc. How do we prevent burnout?
Well, preventing burnout, you have to utilize a lot of tools for that. Like I said, prevention, your diet, exercise, and the big one is being able to say no.
So, Dr. Thomas, we do need to take a quick commercial break. You're watching Black Health. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere, everybody.
Imagine a kitchen upgrade or roof repair for your home. But are they safe and up to code? Without a permit, you risk electrical fires or leaky roofs or worse. This endangers lives, decreases property value, leads to costly repairs and fines, and violates the building code. Remember, permits equal protection, and protection equals peace of mind. Protect your home, protect your investment. For more information, visit miamidade.gov/build-permit-safe.
History? Yeah, we built that. Pride? We fuel that. And on August 30th, we run that. Two powerhouse HBCUs, Howard Bison, FAMU Rattlers, won legendary showdown under the Miami lights at Hard Rock Stadium. The energy unmatched. The culture undeniable. The vibes straight HBCU. Get your crew. You don't want to miss this. Lock in your seats now at orangeblossomclassic.com.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family. Our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Demesman & Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
School's almost back, but first, let's have some fun. It's the Children's Trust Family Expo, packed with music, shows, and back-to-school supplies. Join us August 2nd at the Fuchs Pavilion at Miami-Dade Fairgrounds. We'll even help you get there. It's easy with an Uber voucher, good for up to $15 each way. Free entry, free parking, free family joy. Visit thechildrenstrust.org/Family Expo for details. Let's go to the Family Expo. Uber voucher terms and conditions apply.
Hello again, everybody. You're watching Black Health. We are talking with board-certified psychiatrist Dr. Delvena Thomas. Dr. Thomas, what resources and services does your practice offer to the community? I know you listed some of the types of providers that you have, but do you offer, for example, marriage counseling, trauma-informed care? What type of services do you offer?
Yes, to both of those. Trauma-informed care, marriage and family counseling, so sometimes just meeting with the children and the parents together. We also, in 2018, created a nonprofit called DRT Brain Love Foundation, Inc. So one of the resources is that we can provide supplemental funding and sometimes complete funding of a person's mental health care by way of the foundation. But we also have ketamine clinics. We can refer folks for ketamine infusions. We do medicinal cannabis certifications, medication management with traditional pharmacotherapy, individual and group psychotherapy. And I utilize a network of other providers who have their own private practices as well, because I believe that we all have to be a village. We have to collaborate because there's a lot of mental illness and a lot of mental health challenges out here. So I tap into all of my resources, including my colleagues outside of my office.
What is your vision for your practice? Are you where you want to be, or do you intend to expand or do anything different? Or
So, that is just such a complicated question, because I've always said I wanted to be retired by 50. And then someone as well, Dr. Cheryl Holder, said to me, if you retire at 50, who's going to provide care to the community? And that resonated with me. So I will not retire at 50. And I would like to see my practice grow, which is why we have opened an office outside of Atlanta, Georgia, as well as in Dallas, Texas. So I'm working on growing. Thank you. Thank you. I'm working on growing those offices. I really would like to see, there's Talkiatry, there's all these big virtual platforms. And so, as you mentioned earlier, some of the big companies have come in and tried to take over. But what we provide is personalized care. I called someone the other day who reached out about coming to the office. And she was like, I'm so shocked that you called me. You're the psychiatrist. I can't believe you called me. So I want to be involved intimately. I want to be able to talk to patients when they're dissatisfied. I want to talk to them and apologize and ask them for another chance if there's some way that we didn't meet their needs. So growing the practice, yes, but still being able to stay intimately involved.
Oh, that's amazing, Dr. Thomas. Congratulations on those new offices. So how can listeners find you, especially here in South Florida? Social media, your website. Tell them how to find you.
Yeah, so on social media, it's at Dr. Delvena. You could also find the office at DRT Brain Love. So D as in Delta, R as in Renee, that's my middle name actually, T as in Tango or Thomas. Or call the office at 305-981-1700. And Google is our friend. If you Google DRT Behavioral Services or Dr. Delvena, or even if you Google Brain Love, I'm pretty sure you'll see something that's associated or affiliated with the office or with me.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. Dr. Delvena, thank you for representing for Black Business Month. Thank you for the brain love that you continue to give us and our audience at Black Health. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. Do whatever it is you're doing in your Army fatigues today, do it well. I know that you will serve this country well, take care of our soldiers, and have a beautiful day, everybody. Thank you for watching us on Black Health, and we will see you next time. Take care. Brain love.